Hey, my loves, and welcome back to the Know Who You Are podcast. I am your host, Tamisa D, and over here on this podcast, it is a production of me journaling out loud. I share my daily, weekly life lessons with you guys and put them into context so that we can all grow in love, flourish in peace, and prosper in abundance together, because life is all about growth and becoming your greatest self. If you are new here to the podcast, welcome. And if you are a returning listener, hey girl, thank you for your love and your support and for joining the family. We are on the journey to 500 subscribers. So if you haven't already, hit that red subscribe button over here on YouTube and join the Know Who You Are podcast. Listen, do I have a conversation for you guys today? Now, we've all heard of the term forgive and forget, right? I really want to dive into this topic and say boldly that sometimes instead of splashing in that messy puddle of waddling in resentment and anger for the person who caused us trauma, should we treat that, a situation that hurt us as water under the bridge and go ahead and walk over the bridge and not allow the water of regret and resentment to affect us any longer? And what exactly I mean by that? What is this girl talking about, right? You're wondering, should we forgive and move forward without that apology? Because sometimes we have these circumstances and these situations in our life where the people we trusted the most and the ones we loved the most and gave our all to tend to hurt us, right? It's not every situation, every case, but for the most part, it's the ones you truly allow the opportunity to really get next to you seem to be the ones that makes you the most vulnerable and that really gets you the most. And when it comes to that hurt and that apology is not attached to it, it can sting a little bit more because you actually allowed this person in, right? But I want to encourage you today that even if the person that was close to you and you walked away from them and you're holding on to resentment, I want to encourage you to forgive them even without that apology, because see, forgiveness is for you. Forgiveness is will be a part of your healing. It will be a part of you growing into that better person. And sometimes we have to accept that apology we didn't receive and move forward for ourselves, right? A lot of times people will do things to you, and to them, an apology is acknowledgement of the wrong they did. And to be honest, a lot of people just not there yet to give that apology. They're not ready to hold themselves accountable for the pain they caused. And I'm not making excuses and saying it's okay, because it's not okay. But for your sake, instead of treating it as a puddle and splashing in it and getting your legs all wet and your clothes ruined with resentment, let it be water over the bridge and you forgive for yourself. And now moving forward, you have the discernment to know that, yes, I might let people in, but I also have to be watchful over the situation so that I can't end up back in that same space that I was when I let my guard down and I was vulnerable with whoever it is you was vulnerable with. Now it's important to be aware of this and not to treat everybody, with a target on their back because someone did hurt you in the past and you didn't receive that apology. You cannot hold other people accountable for the pain, the hurt, the trauma that someone else caused. So you want to be very mindful with, taking that type of action towards new people coming into your life. But you also do want to be vigilant, But it's important that moving forward in your life, if you have had someone that hurt you, that let you down, that disappointed you, understand that we're not supposed to put our hope into man anyways. And then the Bible says we're supposed to put our hope into God and not into man, because see, man will disappoint you every time. And it's not necessarily that someone come into the situation and off the bat know, oh, I want to hurt this person, or I want to use this person, or I want to bring this person to their knees. Although some people intent can be that way, I believe for the most part, people do not come into the situation with that mindset, but things happen. And for your sake, moving forward, you have to guard your heart, you have to guard your mind, you have to guard your eyes, and understand that forgiveness is for you. And moving forward, you're going to let go of the resentment, you're going to let go of the trapped trauma, you're going to release, and you're going to remove, and you're going to move forward, and you're going to have your eyes open and stay watchful over yourself, over your situation, over your friendships. Pray to God for discernment, but it's important to release any entrapped resentment, to forgive, to clear your heart, to clear your conscience, and to move forward with grace, knowing that the situation you went through that was painful and hurtful, that you felt the need, that you needed that apology, that you could move forward in grace, knowing that you did all that you could, and that you released that person, and you release that anger, so that you can fully heal and have your full circle moment, and understand that that person is going to have to deal with what they did on their own timing, but for your sake, forgive without that apology. And this is not something very easy to do, especially depending on what role the person played in your life. But for the sake of you, for the sake of your growth, for the sake of your mind, for the sake of the generations to come after you, you must heal. You must move forward and allow yourself to be that rose that grew from the concrete, that flower that grew from the concrete. And what that means is, against all adversity that stood before you, the people that did you wrong when you trusted them, you still grew, you still bloomed, you still prospered. Release, let go, repeat, and forgive without that apology that you know you deserve, but it hasn't come yet. Forgive and give it to God. Listen, this has been another episode of the Know Who You Are podcast. I am your host, Tamisa D, and I want you guys to remember, every single person listening in on this podcast, I want you to know who you are. Understand that you matter, you are worthy, you are deserving, and you are beautiful. And I want you to remember to smile, because you definitely deserve to. All right, my loves, until next time, peace.